apparatus of civil rights, I think, is remarkable. And it's not just kind of destroying it from the inside, but it's kind of subverting it. So rather than having the DOJ Civil Rights Division pursue and the voting rights section pursue, voter suppression, voter discrimination based on race, they want it to pursue bogus claims of voter fraud. Rather than have the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission pursue claims of sex or gender discrimination or racial discrimination, they wanted to pursue claims of anti-Christian discrimination. So they're switching the valence on all of these things. They want to use Title IX rather than to, for example, expand trans rights, but in fact to go after any universities that are trying to include trans athletes or really openness to LGBT people in general. There is then throughout, in addition to that sort of, destruction of the civil rights apparatus as we know it, there's also this kind of paternalistic attitude that I think they would say is colorblind, but they say, we need to eliminate a cultural dependency in certain communities, and we need to increase fatherhood in certain communities through the biblical basis of the family. A lot of those things are racially coded, but they're not explicitly mentioned as a matter of race in the text.
Now, how do you see the attacks? Journalism, of course, has been attacked from the get-go. We have the Stephanopoulos issue, the settlement. I know yesterday he went bananas on Trump in his TV show, talking about this is the most corrupt, crooked. How many billions of dollars are these guys taking when they go up on these trips in the Middle East? And then you have the issue of CBS attacking 60 Minutes. You have this issue of knocking out PBS, NPR, CPB, National Endowment of the Arts, National Endowment of Humanities. And then you have the attacks on the universities.
I think I would take it on a couple levels. When you look at the attacks, for example, on CBS or on PBS and NPR, or on Comcast for that matter, it's this sense of we have all of these levers of government, all these levers of power that we haven't used. So they look at the FCC, for example, and say, wait a second, why are we not using this to knock NPR and PBS? We've been trying through Congress to defund PBS and NPR for decades. We haven't done it, but now we can do this through the FCC. There's this whole government approach. I think more broadly, there is an attack on any kind of independent institution. There's an interview where Russell Vought says, we're trying to find the pockets of independence and stamp them out. And he meant that with reference to the executive branch. He specifically is, concerned about these independent regulatory agencies, FCC, FTC, you name it, that he thinks pose a threat to executive functioning and the Constitution. But more broadly, I think they want to go after any independent challenger. So that could be the independent regulatory agencies. That could be Congress, where they're seizing a lot of power from Congress. That can be universities. That can be science. That can be media institutions. All of these things are a challenge to their power of the government, and they're also challenges to the cultural vision that they want to lay out.